Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones, and we are back with our House Bolton Let's Play here, controlling the north, as we have done for a few years now actually. Going very well surprisingly. I mean, we've had to fight off a couple of plots, a couple of civil wars going on, but at the moment we seem to have a fairly solid grip on the north. We're going to set it playing immediately. Now ideally, this episode we're looking to expand our dynasty a bit more. Our wife, Lady Paramount Annette, is still pregnant, so hopefully we can have, I mean, ideally another son. If we have a daughter, we can look to get an alliance. But for now, Rob of the North engaged to Marianne of the Trident to get that alliance with them. Hopefully things are going to just progress slightly. Immediately we injure our friend John Fenn when practicing our sword fighting. Whoopsie daisy. Oh well. So this episode, as I said, is not going to be one of massive amounts of expansion or massive plot points developing. It's more going to be sort of slowly developing our family, getting to a point where we are sort of in a very comfortable situation, I guess I'd say. We need to decide how to educate our son Rob. Now, we are a very sort of military-focused character. Unfortunately, so far, he looks more suited to court. He's got good stewardship and good diplomacy. So, we could still groom him for command, but it's whether that's the best idea for him. I think it is, to be honest, because then we can tutor him ourselves. We'll go for a groom for command. And the best possible education is going to set us more in debt, but we're going to have to deal with that just for now. We can actually apparently press a claim on the Kingdom of the Trident for my nephew, Sir Kyle Frey, who is the son of Lyanna Bolton, my sister. So you could have some Boltons pretty much everywhere at the moment, although he is technically a Frey, so that doesn't help. We did have another daughter, though. We had Cassandra Bolton is our daughter now, so that's nice. We have possibility of gaining another alliance with her. Now, we have to pick an ambition. We can either go for have 5 children, amass wealth, become exalted among men, see our house on the Iron Throne, or Valyrian Steel. I think I'm going to go with Valyrian Steel. It would be nice to have a Valyrian Steel sword. Now, this may send us on the quest eventually, which is very expensive to do, but, there's something about owning a Valyrian Steel sword, which is just nice to have. So what other claims can we press? Apparently we have a claim on the High Lordship of Harrenhal. But really I'm not interested in taking High Lordships. If I'm going to take something, I want to take something big. So either the Trident or the Vale are our next targets. Now, do they have any young sons that we could look to marry into? I mean, the Trident do. They have another son. At the moment, our allies, we have an alliance with the Lannisters, the Tyrells, the Freys. So ideally we'd be looking for someone else. What about Dawn? We haven't actually looked at Dawn. Well, maybe the Stormlands are currently owned. Who is Stormlands currently owned by? Tyrek Lannister. So he owns the Westerlands and the Stormlands. Of course he does, because Tyrion did at some point, and he is the son of Tyrion. There we go. So yeah, they own a lot of land. So having an alliance with them is very useful indeed. What about Dawn? Do they have any young? Actually, who owns Dawn? Apparently the Danes own Dawn. That's interesting. Also difficult to say. The Danes in charge of Dawn. They have a son. Beldekar Dane. He is a Prince of Dawn. Now that could be an interesting sort of alliance to have, because then we basically have an alliance with pretty much the entirety of the south, apart from the Crown lands. So if we wanted to press down and press any claims, we could, and have a lot of support. So let's see if they'll accept a betrothal between him and Cassandra Bolton, and they would actually. So that gave us an alliance with Prince Aaron the Uptight, who is currently in charge of Dawn. So we're going to go with that. And if we were really desperate, we could try and get him in power, but I don't think we're going to have enough intrigue to really do anything about that. But still, it's a very useful alliance to potentially have. Will he accept an alliance now? No, he won't. We'll probably have to wait until they're married. But yeah, we have some good alliances here. We are allied with Belson Frey, so declaring war on them if we felt like it would be a bit more difficult. They are currently at war with someone else. They are at war with Wayfarer's Rest, apparently. Fair enough. A bit of a smaller war going on there. Trident still owned by the Reuters, I should say. And not looking like the most secure line, it's fair to say. They only have a couple of heirs there. They have Jon and Jet, although he has 2 sons. So actually they are fairly secure. So it's interesting we do, though, have that claim on the Trident, which is possibly useful. But again, it's just a Frey. If they were married matrilineally, I'd be much more interested, because then we'd have a Bolton in charge of the north and a Bolton in the Riverlands. But that's not going to happen. So for now, we're just going to leave it. We're going to make sure we're just building up some alliances where we can. Some sort of war going on in the Night's Watch. Who are they fighting? Are they at threat from being taken? No, it's a peasant revolt, apparently. Not quite sure how you can have a peasant revolt against the Night's Watch, but there we go. They've somehow managed it. Things seem to have settled down, though, in the north. We're apparently being sieged. Oh, just by some raiders. We can probably raise enough... Oh, that's quite a small army, actually. I was expecting a bit more there, to be honest. We could probably just march in now and try and beat them. 8th of February, 23rd. We'll stop them briefly, so they arrive pretty much at the same time. So, 11th of February, 20... Oh, still need to wait a bit longer, actually. Why are they marching round? No, you're supposed to be going there. So, 26th of February... This is a lot more difficult than I was expecting. I thought we'd just march in and be done with it, but apparently it wants to be difficult. There we go. They should arrive pretty much at the same time so they can support each other and hopefully beat this small force back. I was attending a gathering of lords of the realm hosted by Lord Paramount Wayne when Howland Riswell offered some plainly foolish insights. I quite ably put him in his place, but this enraged him enough to proclaim me a son of a whore. Well, that's not very nice, is it? So he can say he will pay for this insult and end up fighting him potentially, or say we mean no harm. That loses us 30 prestige, and he still doesn't like us. So I think we're going to have to go for the top one, unfortunately, and hope nothing bad happens. We've entered a blood feud, so something bad did happen. We've entered a blood feud with one of our own vassals, which isn't really what we wanted, and we have become wounded as well, I think. Oh no, we haven't. Walder's Snow and Weil of Windy Grove have. Fair enough. So we've entered another blood feud, which is a bit unfortunate. That raiding army did leave those, so we can disband those too. So yeah, things not looking as secure now suddenly. Now we've got another blood feud with a big ally. We're rivals with Lord Hallis of Seaguard for some reason. Ah, we did assassinate his father, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, fair enough. Arwood asks, why did you let off that peasant accused from poaching? We can say he neither dear more than us, or a good deed in a day keeps man happy. We'll go for the top one. Try and teach our ward to be just, if we can, and he has become just. There we go. Arwood Staunton, turning into a very useful little character there. Aren't we educating... Oh no, I thought we were educating his brother as well, but we're not. Speaking of educating, we now need to educate our son, so we're going to teach him ourselves. Teach him in our ways. Yeah, we're the best fighter and commander, so we'll teach him ourselves. How to educate my courtier, Elbert Shett? Well, I'm not going to spend money on him. I don't know who he is. I mean, he could be useful. So I guess we'll groom him for education at court. But we'll just pay a little bit. We won't pay for a full education. We'll give him a bit of gold to get a good tutor. Hopefully he could maybe be a good justiciar or spy master in the future, but we're not going to spend lots of money on him. Podrick Payne died. Ah, poor Podrick. So we are very quickly running out of characters that are familiar to the series. I mean, Arya Stark's still alive. She currently holds Longclaw. Well, Paramount Tyrick the Wise is colonising Summerhall as well. Wait, which one's Summerhall? Oh, Summerhall's down here, of course. The old house of the Targaryens, the summer house, basically. I believe that's Summerhall, isn't it? Yeah, the summer house of the Targaryens. And my wife is pregnant again, so we are expanding our dynasty, which is very nice. I mean, I've said all along, my ideal plan is to have Boltons in most of the major realms, but that is going to take quite a while. Patience is a virtue, but sometimes it gets on my nerves. My son Rob never loses his temper, always waiting patiently for a chance to retaliate. Good. I cannot abide recklessness. We're going to go with that one to try and keep our son a bit safer. If he's nice and patient, he won't rush into things, and it increases some of his stats as well. Let's have a quick look at it. Intrigue, diplomacy, and stewardship and learning all go up, so that's a good start to his education. So it looks like he could end up being quite a good character. Although his martial is still the lowest, and of course we're training him for command, so I'm hoping that improves sooner rather than later. So yeah, having more children only helps because it helps us get more claims and helps us get more alliances if we need it. We have a vassal here with 26 intrigue. She's going to be our spy master. She doesn't like us though, so actually maybe that's not the best idea. Leonara Karstark is a good option, but we're going to send her to build a spy network down in the Vale, I think, because they're not our allies at the moment, and hopefully that keeps her away from our court, so we're a bit more safe. Morgan the Just is not doing anything, and neither is Walder's Snow, so I made a few mistakes there. But hopefully that's fixed it now. I think that was because of the Civil War, where we needed to have lots of commanders, so yeah, hopefully now we can start to get a bit more money and a few more troops. They want Jocelyn Karstark and Arthur Karstark to marry. Sure, why not? Two people eloped, got married without anyone's consent except their own, and it falls to me as their liege to either accept the marriage or do something about it. My nephew got married to Bethany Carstark. Sure, why would I not accept that marriage? Hopefully the Carstarks are now even more friendly towards us. Or maybe less friendly because our son ran away with one of their daughters. So, yeah, the North, at the moment, no wars going on. I believe a few factions still exist. Yeah, a few factions want to depose us, but none have a great deal of power. They keep inviting us to melees, but as I said a few episodes ago, we're not going to attend any melees anymore because I feel like it's a cheap way to gain prestige, and it just takes a lot of time if we're attending every single melee we're invited to. So we're going to try and avoid them for now. Unless there's some of the bigger ones, maybe. But for now, we'll just keep to not attending them. Very stoically faced, very po-faced at the moment, Paramount Wayne. 30 years old. We've been reigning for a while, actually. We did, of course, inherit the kingdom as a young child, so it has been quite a while. We still have these claims, but we're not going to press any just yet. We don't want to attack the Trident for something that isn't going to dramatically... Oh, no! No! Samuel Tarley died. Oh, he died a natural death, though, at least. It wasn't a painful death. So, yeah, again, as I said, we're running out of characters that people will actually remember. Theon Greyjoy is still alive. He currently owns, or is in charge of the Iron Isles. He's blind from age and infirm and stress, so probably won't survive that much longer, but he's had a lot of kids. A lot of children there. That is quite an impressive amount of children, considering it's Theon Greyjoy. Again, another melee we're not going to attend. Even if it is on Bear Isle, but I feel like it's just a bit annoying to have to constantly attend melee, so I tend to ignore them after a while. And yeah, okay, I was about to say we're supposed to be having a daughter at some point. We've had Rowena Bolton. She is sickly at the moment, but hopefully we can still... she can survive and we can find a useful alliance. They don't have any particularly young children. Does his son? He has a couple of boys there. But that might not be the most useful thing. Let's have a look if she can marry anyone matrilineally who has some claims. Any big claims, I mean, not just small claims. There is someone in the Courtier in the Reach, but that doesn't look like it would give us the claim we want. We're looking for people with claims to titles, really, so let's have a quick look down. Craighall, no, this is a small bit of land. Sheepstead Hills, no. I doubt we're going to be able to find anyone with really good claims, but we'll have a quick look around anyway. Of course, it can change if they inherit claims from other people. There's one in Pentus there, but that doesn't really help us either. I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. We may leave it for now. Just wait until she's a bit older before we find her a marriage. Still, I think this is the best chance for a decent alliance between Robb and Marion Frey. Robb is starting to gain some swordsmanship skill, which is good. Are we a knight? Yes, we are, so we can actually knight our son as well, so we can carry that on and keep that going. But yeah, I think the twins, the Trident I should say, are our target at the moment in terms of potential claims. They're actually missing a bit of land. They're missing Cannock here. Is it Cannock? Yeah, Cannock, but they actually own Midlore Point as well. The Baelishes belong to the Trident, I should say. The levy situation in King's Landing is not entirely hopeless, but close enough. I'll do my best to revive the situation. Hopefully my liege will see some results soon. A local noble interferes, Commander Emin, apparently. So let's see what comes of this. Mega Tyrell has died, so now who's in charge of... Oh no, she wasn't anyone particularly important, actually. I thought she was possibly the ruler of the West... of the Reach. I'm getting everything wrong today. I don't know what's going on. I've recorded like 4 episodes in a row, and my brain is just not working at the moment, unfortunately. I decided to tour King's Landing to receive the adulation of my subjects, but as my open carriage took a turn past the scroll depository, I suddenly heard the whizzing sound of an arrow flying past mere inches from my head. Did that come from the grassy knoll? Apparently Sibel spotted the damage and saved me. My carriage was bombarded with arrows, but thanks to what must surely have been intervention of the gods, I miraculously emerged unscathed. So we survived an assassination attempt. But that's a bit worrying that we are getting threats, so we may have to replace, as good as she is, we may have to replace Verena with someone who likes us a bit more and start scheming in Winterfell to try and stop any plots before they come in. We do have some known plots. Is anyone trying to kill us particularly? No one's actually got a plot that we know of to kill us, but obviously someone's trying to kill us. So now we're going to go running, apparently, to increase our strength and our skills of warrior. And we gain 50 prestige. Your ability to take down any man in a brawl is widely renowned, or renowned. Many speak of your prowess, and I would be unwise to pick a fight with you. It's good to be recognised. And it is. It's good for the people to know that I could take them down easily. That's always a nice thing to know. I caught my son Rob lying to me again, straight to my face without batting an eye. I almost had an innocent servant sent to the stock, so we can say we're impressed, which gains him the trait deceitful, or talk to him about honesty. Well, being deceitful does increase his duel skills slightly, and of course his intrigue, so I think we're going to go for that one. It would be nice if he turned into a kind of Bolton 2.0, who, you know, decent at command, but also very good at intrigue. Keeps himself a bit more safe, basically. I'm pretty sure we can take him on as a squire, which will help us train him even more. Lord Desmond of Hornwood has provided me with truth that Lord Jonel of Acorn Grove has been viciously slandering me. How should I use this information? We'll threaten him and make sure he stays out of all factions and hope he doesn't join any... oh no, never mind. He laughed at the evidence, flat out refusing to stop meddling in political factionalism. So we don't like him at all, basically. Same with a lot of our vassals. A lot of vassals don't like us, and we don't like a lot of vassals. So it's kind of a mutual hatred at the moment, which is nice, I guess. Useful. I think I may wrap the episode up now. It's been a while, and as I said, I have recorded a lot of videos today, and as you can hear, my mouth is just not working at the moment. So, not a lot's happened. We've had a couple of children. We've had Cassandra Bolton and Rowena Bolton. Hopefully they can be used to get some good alliances. Our son is developing well. He's turning into a decent character so far. And yeah, overall I'm very happy. We've not really expanded anything. We don't have any claims or anything, so we're going to have to keep working hard to try and expand our realm. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, please do feel free to leave a like. It's not compulsory, but it is always appreciated. If you want to see more from the channel, please do feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.